Hey everybody, Chris Truder here, leading communications expert and business coach in Japan. How are you all doing today? Today is Wednesday, October 14th. We're in the middle of the Obon summer vacation holidays. So a lot of people are off this week, so don't expect a lot of people. Well, maybe some people will tune in and see me, but anyway, if you're tuning in, thank you. If not, you can watch this later on uh, because I'm recording this. You can watch this on my Facebook channel, my fan page, Cranefield Communication, or my YouTube channel, which is just my name, Chris Struder. So, anyway, today I want to continue my series on negotiation techniques, basic techniques. Today's episode 21, and today, no is better than yes. So, I've talked before. I wanted to show you a book again. It's called Never Split the Difference, Negotiating as If Your Life Depended on It. Chris Voss, he was an FBI negotiator, negotiating for terrorist situations, any type of hostage situations, bank robberies, etc. He wrote this book after he started teaching his techniques to Harvard Business School. And then uh, there's another book here by, oops, I want to show you the cover. Hold on just one moment. Here's the cover. This is called Start with No, the Negotiating Tools That the Pros Don't Want You to Know by Jim Camp. It's an older book, but Chris Voss got some of his ideas or validated this idea of no is better than yes from Jim Camp. Um, so it's interesting because there was a famous book long time ago that I think it was in the 80s, maybe late 70s. It was called Getting to Yes. Also, Stephen Covey, as you know, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Leaders or People. He talks about win-win, negotiating win-win situations, and uh, and basically these two guys are saying those don't work. So, for example, Getting to Yes, which used to be taught and used in a lot of negotiation techniques, uh, is that when you're doing sales, you want to be nice and you want to have this prospective person that you're selling to be thinking positively, and you ask questions to get them to say yes, yes, yes. For example, let's say, it's Sunday night, you get a call from insurance person at telemarketer at 6 p.m. during dinner time, and they ask questions that make you say yes, right? So, for example, they've already done some research on you, so they know you're going to say yes to several questions. But, like, for example, they say, "So, do you have any children?" Yes. Are you worried about having enough money for the college education? Yes. Are you interested in investing in insurance for education? Yes. So they ask all these questions, yes, 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 and then they go into their sales pitch. And then you, as the receiver, the, the potential buyer, you become very skeptical because you know exactly where they're going. And then they get to the end of their sales pitch. Are you interested? Of course, they want you to say yes, and you say no, goodbye. So actually, yes doesn't work in negotiation techniques very well. Now, living in Japan for several years, Japanese are really good at negotiating in business. And one of the things that Japanese companies do is they always say maybe, maybe. So that's even worse than yes, because maybe is not a decision. And a lot of companies who are negotiating with Japanese companies will waste a lot of time negotiating because the Japanese people just keep saying maybe, 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 which actually means no. So whenever you get maybe in a negotiation, run for the hills, get out of there. Don't waste any more time on that client. And like I said, yes is the same thing. So yes is a little better than maybe, but there's only 3 types of yeses. There's yes, meaning yes to the contract, and then there's the fake yes, which is like the insurance salesman. asking you questions. You keep saying yes, but you're just playing along. So you can say no at the end and hang up and go back to your dinner. Yeah. And then there's a yes about that's maybe they're interested, but then they lead you along. So I've had this a lot of times in Japan where I'm teaching, or I'm presenting my English communication services. I do a sales presentation, and a lot of times companies are very interested. Oh wow, and they'll say yes, they're interested. Well, it's like a maybe. They say yes, but it actually means maybe. And then I keep following up, and they never make a decision. So for effective negotiation, again, you want no, and it's counterintuitive, but the reason you want them to say no is because then you can ask follow-up questions of why. So and then you can start this process of elimination of why are they saying no? It doesn't mean they're not interested. So there's many reasons why a client will say no to your sales proposal. One, they can't afford it. Two, you're making them feel uncomfortable. Three, they need permission. Four, they don't understand. And so instead of asking for more information, they just say no. But when they say no, that is the opportunity. That's where the negotiation actually starts. It starts with no, because by saying no, the seller can use follow-up questions to find out why they say no, and find out how they can find a way in to maybe convince them to buy the product in the future. So it's a long process, but no is better than yes. And the other thing is with no, this seller, Chris Voss talks about this, should ask questions in a way not to get yeses, but ask no-oriented questions. So it's a very subtle technique. So for example, let's say you call somebody, a prospective customer, and you say, hey, is this a good time for you? And what if they said, no, goodbye? Or let's say, oh, there's my son in the background. I just woke him up. So, hey, Ray, good morning. So anyway, you want to ask no-oriented questions. So instead of asking, is this a good time for you? You should ask, is this a bad time for you? And there's that subtle difference of saying, is this a bad time for you? The person is more likely to say, no, it's not. How can I help you? Okay. And if they say, oh, yes, it's a bad time, they feel bad. I said, yeah, I'm sorry, it's a bad time. And then you can use a follow-up question. So yes actually here means no. You can use a follow-up question. Well, when's a good time? Can we schedule a time, another time? So asking no-oriented questions is very powerful. And Chris Voss explains why is it powerful. It's psychological, because human beings, this is the whole point, human beings want the right to say no. So going back to the insurance example of getting to yes, when salespeople are pitching you and they're being super nice and they're getting you to say yes, 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 it makes you feel, as the potential buyer, it makes you feel like you're being manipulated and you don't like the process. So you just want to run away, and you may just be nice in return, saying yes, 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 so you can say no at the end. But the seller, by asking questions of no-oriented questions to get the buyer to say no in the beginning, actually creates a situation where the buyer, the potential buyer, will open up and be more interested in talking, because they feel like they have the power. They've said no, no. Why is that? So, and there's many examples of this, and that's just in sales, but you can do this with your boss too. Same thing. Let's say you want to ask your boss for some time off, some vacation, and you go to your boss, hey boss, do you have a minute? And it's very easy. It's a very common question, but it's a stupid question when you think about it. Of course he has a minute, but he's going to think, what is this? He's your boss. You may just say, this is troublesome. I don't want to deal with this. And he may just shut you out. No, sorry. I'm really busy. Sorry. I got to go. Bye. But again, if you ask the question to your boss, hey, boss, is this a bad time? Is this a bad time? He's more likely to say, no, it's not. And if he says, yes, you got him. Yes, it's a bad time. So when can we talk? All right. He's more likely to say, no, it's not a bad time. How can I help you? So, uh, very powerful technique. Asking oriented questions, starting with no. No is better than yes. And this is what makes you a more powerful and better negotiator. So don't think win-win like everyone talks about, because usually win-win situations are not win-win. I won't go into that so much. Just want you to know, take away today that no is better than yes in negotiations. So I hope you tune in again tomorrow for episode 22. Thank you for watching my video today, and have a great summer vacation if you're in Japan. And if you're anywhere else, if you're in Europe, you're probably vacationing as well. In the US, anyway, have a great summer vacation. Bye.